Hi everyone, my name is Chubby, this is Maggie, and we're going to be talking about BLUElab Woven Wind. So Maggie and I and a group of other team members just returned from Guatemala less than a week ago, starting up a brand new project down there. So a brief introduction about what we have done in the past and where we're going forward. So in the past, Woven Wind has worked in Guatemala in a community called Nueva Santa Catarina, where we've implemented a wind turbine. However, we had a few successes and a few failures in that project and have learned a lot and are approaching this new project with a new mindset, which I will go into a little bit later. So a brief overview of our trip. We started off with a 4-day collaborative lab, and this was where 6 Woven Wind members joined 5 community representatives from around Guatemala and 5 community representatives from around El Salvador. And we all got together, stayed together in the same conference/hotel for 4 days, worked together on a bunch of team building activities and tried to come out with an action plan for this new project. After this, we went ahead and visited a couple of these communities just to get a more realistic and in-depth view of where we're going with this. So during the course of our 4-day collab, we shared a lot of ideas, a lot of thoughts and concerns that we had with our respective communities and our past experiences. And as we were sharing all these thoughts and ideas, our facilitators were writing down all these things on little Post-it notes. And at the end of this 4-day collaborative lab, we put all these Post-it notes together and came up with this project statement together with our collaborators. So our mission is to create a culture of leadership to improve the environment using technology and education. And the problem statement that we came up with was that there is a strong disempowerment of youth and lack of awareness about environment sustainability in their respective communities. So a little bit about project research and development. Initially, we thought we would go down there and meet with these people, discuss their community problems and community needs, and then come out with a completed Gate 1 and complete idea of what we're going to be doing for the next year or so. However, while we were down there, we realized that learning from our past mistakes in the past years, that we should perhaps approach this in a different way. And so the way we see it now is that we have come out, instead of coming out with an action plan and a full project research and development plan, we have come out with relationships with all these people where we have strong enough trust to be able to share our thoughts and ideas and true concerns so that we can together come out with an action plan for the future. So these 5 people from Guatemala and 5 people from El Salvador are all within the age range of about 17 to 25 and are trying to make a difference with their own respective groups in their communities. And we have a communication plan with them. All these people are very active Facebook members, and we all have our Facebook accounts here. And so we have groups set up where we can easily communicate with them and dig deep and do some more research and development before we go ahead and define our solid project. However, we do have a basic team structure. And so that's sort of the baseline of how we're going to build up upon to complete our Gate 1, and then we will be diving into Gate 2 next year.
So this is the team structure that came out of the collab last week. It has 3 separate main parts and a nucleus. The nucleus is the central leadership and includes a representation from each country and each separate section. The 3 sections are team development, workshops, and the community project. Team development is focused on getting everyone on our team, both internationally and local, on the same level, both technically and about community issues and issues in the environment and communities down there. So we will be focusing on just getting everyone on the same base knowledge so we can move forward with the other projects. Workshops is focused on people on our team educating others in their communities so there's better awareness and more education. And the community project is a more traditional project, more comparable to what we have done in the past, that is going to be focused on waste management, which is the main issue that was picked out in the community that we are going to be involved in, Cantal. And it's separated into the educational and technology parts. So going more in depth into this is a more specific action plan. For team development, we are starting that right away, as this is a very necessary step before we can move forward on other things. We will be making videos about technical skills to educate our team members down in Guatemala and El Salvador. And they'll be making videos for us so we can get the rest of our team that didn't travel to really get the project and get more involved, and so we can have more cultural education. Training phase 2 is similar to training phase 1, except more in depth. The youth workshops are separate from the team development and are focused on community impact. So the youth workshops will be coming up later this year, most likely, and will focus on people in their communities kind of showing awareness and education about the environment and sustainability. The school workshops will take place in schools and have a similar goal. So the community project, as I said before, is going to be focused in Cantal, which is where one of the youth leaders is from, and 2 others live very close. So trash management is a huge problem in their community. There's no infrastructure, there's litter everywhere. When we noticed when we were down there that styrofoam was a huge portion of the trash down there, and just lots of paper products, lots of plastic all over the place. So over the next couple months, we are going to be doing in-depth research so we can determine how we can best approach the situation by using wind energy, since at first this might seem like a forced connection. We're going to be doing research both for technology and culture and what is happening in their communities. So that's going to be going on until about September, so we can get a more concrete project, because as of the moment it's up in the air and we're still trying to think of creative solutions. And then next year we'll be doing more of the design, build, test.
So in conclusion, how we look at this is that these 10 people that we met with and worked with over this past week are now members of Woven Wind. We are just lucky to have members that happen to be living in the communities that we're working with, so we can have true insight into what's going on and how to proceed. Yeah, thank you.